If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Hello, everybody, and welcome, everyone, to Open Mic America. I'm Rich Fassler, your MC for today's show. Joining me today are Capo Dave Williams as our engineer and Daphne Ramil as our interviewing host. Our mission here at Open Mic America is to support your local open mics. And it's our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events. Without gimmicks and frills, no looper pedals, no drum pedals. This is the beating heart of American music. That tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. Tonight we have a really strong lineup of performers from both coasts and a few places in between, including Matt Meehan from Portland, Oregon, Cap Wilhelm Safian from San Jose, California, Alice Osborne from Raleigh, North Carolina, Jan Luby, Pasco, Rhode Island, Cowboy Rex from Phoenix, Arizona, Andy Karn from Mountain View, California, Julie Grower from Nashville, Tennessee, Scott Stover from Moyie Springs, Idaho, Mike Simpson from Saratoga, California, and Brian Eyre from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. You can find links to their work on our website and on this YouTube video. So, our first guest up tonight is Matt Meehan. Matt likes to perform at the Songwriters Soiree Open Mic in Portland, Oregon. So, Mike, take it away. Oh, Matt, I'm sorry. Matt, take it away.
Take a break, thinking of tomorrow. Tomorrow's coming anyway. Take a walk outside and love today. Don't turn your back on sunshine, ducking under clouds of gray. Take a walk outside and love today. Joy and sorrow will always come your way. We make tomorrow with where we look today. Dark clouds on the horizon roll over and pass away. Take a walk outside and love today. Joy and sorrow always come your way. We're making tomorrow with where we look today. Dark clouds on the horizon roll over and pass away. Take a walk outside and love. Yeah, take a walk in the sunshine, or take a walk in the pouring rain. Open up your heart and love today. Love today. Love today.
Beautiful. What a beautiful song.
Thanks, Matthew.
Good
Very
one.
nice.
Thanks
Love
very
it.
much. I was happy when I saw I was going first because I thought that's always a good opener. So, this next one is called Unique, and I stole the first line. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody's walked all the places I've been. Sometimes when I talk, nobody knows what I mean. I'm in this world all by myself. Nobody looks up and sees the same sky. Nobody heaves the same sighs that I sigh. Sometimes I do get tired of myself, but I'm unique, just like everyone else. Nobody walks or talks like you. Nobody else could sing your blues. And sometimes, friend, when you share your good news, it ain't news to nobody else. If you could see the world through my eyes, how it would look might be a surprise. Remember, if you start feeling proud of yourself, you're unique, just like everyone else. We could share our stories. Yes, we could laugh and moan. If you're selling something, man, leave me alone. We all got our own road to hoe. We all know things only we know, and we all go where we shouldn't go and make fools of ourselves when we rush in to save the day. We each fail in our own special way. Remember, if you start getting down on yourself, you're unique, just like everyone else. Yes, remember, on those days you get too full of yourself, you're unique, like everyone. 1 in 8 billion sparks of creation, and you're perfect, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Ah, Matt. Cool tune. Very cool tune. We pass you over now to Daphne for the interview.
Oh, bravo. It's so nice to see you again,
Good to see
Matt.
you, Daphne.
Let's see. Are we all spotlit here? Are you spotlit? I think you are. I'm not sure, but never mind. We're just going to have our talk. Are you back in the United States, Matt?
I am. Yeah, I'm back in Portland.
So Matt has been in Ireland. So you want to tell us a little bit about what you were doing there?
Yeah, I was actually, I do go to Ireland a lot, but I was actually in Italy.
Oh,
We always go to the I countries. No, just Italy and Ireland so far. But I spent 2 months in Venice, Italy, with my wife Nancy, and we've been going there every fall for more than 20 years. And the last few years, excluding a couple of pandemic years, we've been going for a month or two every fall. So I was there 2 months. She was actually there for 3 months. So it's a second home at this point.
uh-huh.
And Venice, mostly what I do there is walk around and just look at everything because it's just unrelenting, heartbreaking beauty every place you look. So, and I sit around and try to learn jazz standards because I need pretty songs to play in Venice. So that's when I started learning jazz chords, was when I was in Venice many years ago. So
Uh-huh. I know you teach classes on songwriting, Matt. When you go away, do you also teach classes there, or is that the time for you to like do input? How does that work?
this was taking a break and getting a little inspiration. I do every most years do a week-long retreat that I host in Ireland.
Mhm.
Um, and I think we're going to do one in Venice also. So
Mhm.
there's a week where I bring a group over and we work on songwriting there. But the rest of the time when I go, it's more a recharge for me. And
Did you end up coming back with some songs?
I came back with a start of one. I dream songs not often, but it's happened to me a few times. I
Mhm.
dreamed a song while I was there, and I don't understand it, but that's not a requirement for me. Except I only dreamed the chorus, and I have to try to come up with some idea of what it means enough to write some more. So
You have
that's
to
where
go to
I am.
sleep and dream again then, I guess. Maybe the rest will come to
I just need to spend
you.
some time with it, see what it wants to say. I have no idea.
Well, that's wonderful. I really enjoyed hearing your songs. And how much fun is it to open up with something that's a little bit upbeat, even if the song, like unique, like everyone else, is upbeat, but also very realistic, right? Thank you so much, Matt. So glad that you're back with us again. And now back to you, Rich.
Okay, thank you, Daphne. Okay, so we're moving now from Portland, Oregon, moving down the coast to San Jose, California for Cap Wilhelm Safian. Cap plays at the open mic at the First Unitarian Church in San Jose. He also used to like to frequent the Poorhouse Bistro, great place, their open mic, and also the Art Boutique in San Jose. So, Cap, take it away.
All righty, how are the levels here? They're coming across? Are the vocals happening? All right.
Yeah, yep.
All right, cool. I'm forever pressing the buttons wrong over here, so just holler at me if I need to. I have to play this song because Andy likes it, and I hold Andy in high esteem. So this is a song called Gulfstream Pipe Dream. I wrote when I was 21. I knew absolutely nothing about the topic. It just happened, and I found it in a folder about 30 years later. So it goes something like this. Sorry about that. Snuck down on me. I'll start that over. All along the Gulf Stream, the fat cats, the big heads, waiting for the big catch of the day. Weighted spikes of concrete, they're sunk into her seabed. Drain the life right out of her today. And there's a boom town in the Gulf Stream. You start at $30 an hour. Retirement by 40 if you survive. If you survive. Nightlife in the Gulf Stream. Painted women with hollow smiles, making you feel something for a while. So you bought yourself a mobile home. You're living in a nomad zone. forehead you call your home. There's a boom town in the Gulf Stream, up to $40 an hour. Retirement by 50, if you survive. Can you survive? Now all along the Gulf Stream, the wells, they're running dry. So you got yourself a job at the BP station, making just enough to get by. And you're trying to remember the way back home, and you're staring at that picture of Emmy Lou. But it's been too many seasons and too many months since they have heard from you. And there's a ghost town in the Gulf Stream, so much wasted time going by. You trade your dreams for gold, working just to survive. Are you alive? Now your daddy, he was a wildcat, both those days so long gone, when a man could stand up proud, out on his own, or a woman for that matter. But you clock in every day, and the years they slip away, and you're wondering, hey, who's you so for anyway? Does the fat cats own the big rig that you built her with your bare hands? And you're giving them the best years of your life. Why are you giving them the best years of your life? Why aren't you living them the best years of your life? Thank you.
Cool tune.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this next song, I think it's the last song I wrote. Wrote it during the pandemic, which we're still in, I think. But in the very first few weeks, I heard somebody, it was a conversation about, when all this is over, we got to get back to the way things were. And somebody said, that's not good enough. The way things are, not good. So this is a song about reaching the other end of the pandemic. It's called Victory Garden. I'm sure all you silver-haired people out there get the reference. I don't need to belabor it. Let us plant now a victory garden, that it may grow both wide and tall. Save the corners for our neighbors, plant it now for one and all. And that sweet, sweet by and by, my friends, in that sweet, sweet by and by, we will gather for the harvest, in that sweet, sweet by and by. In these days of want and worry, in these days of grief and pain, we can help now uproot our anger, turn the soil, begin again. In that sweet, sweet by and by, my friends, in that sweet, sweet by and by, we will sit down with our neighbors, in that sweet, sweet by and by. us bury our cruel indifference. Let us bury our selfish pride, that we may grow now a common purpose for that sweet, sweet by and by. In that sweet, sweet by and by, my friends, in that sweet, sweet by and by, we will gather once more together in that sweet, sweet by and by. So not fear now, so not division, so not greed now, so not hate, so now justice, and so compassion, so now love, the hour is late, in that sweet, sweet by and by, my friends, in that sweet, sweet by and by, we will sing songs of rejoicing in that sweet, sweet by and by. Now we sheltered with our loved ones till the day this thing's long gone, but there'll be flowers in the springtime once this darkness passes on. In that sweet, sweet by and by, my friend, in that sweet, sweet by and by, I'll embrace you come the morning, in that sweet, sweet by and by, in that sweet, sweet by and by.
Ah, very cool tune.
Thank you.
Very nice tune. All right, I'll pass you over to Daphna.
Hey, Doc.
Hey there, Cap. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, too.
Also, songs that, even though there's a lot to think about, they're definitely positive and upbeat. I was just wondering, how did the name Victory Garden come to you?
I'm not exactly sure, but right when the pandemic started, within a week or two, people were talking about planting their own gardens.
Uh-huh.
And I think I kind of picked up on that just in the shower one morning, and that first line came out. And I'm like, okay.
The shower is a very good songwriting place.
It is. I got to get a pencil and a whiteboard in there. So.
Wow, that was beautiful. And it's so interesting that it's like an old folk song. And, you wonder if maybe a generation from now, people will sing that song and think about this history, just the way we sing songs of eras gone by in the same vein. It's that kind of a song. Wow.
Well, I realized I lifted a lot of the melody, and then then I thought, you know what? That's all right. People can sing along easier. And I'm sure that's been repurposed more than once. So Woody said he just stole from me. I steal from everybody. So.
So for how long have you been writing songs for, Cap?
Oh, wow. I started playing the guitar at 18, and I wrote about 8 really bad songs. And then at about, I think, 21, I wrote my first keeper that I would ever play again, sort of thing. So it's 40-ish years, I guess. Wow. Now I feel old.
Do you still play that one?
I don't actually. It's based on it's a 2-part harmony song, and I'm currently not in a 2-part harmony relationship. So
Got it.
I had a partner that could knock everything out of the park, but he left for love, so that's all right.
Oh my. So where do you get the inspiration for your stories from? Because I know you write a lot of songs with stories.
Usually consecutive Republican administrations are very inspirational. So no, it's kind of like the worse things get, the more likely I'm to react to them. I have about 4 happy love songs, and the rest of them are all piney polemics, is what I call them. They're like pining for something else.
Love
So
it.
yeah.
And are you working on anything now, any project or anything
I
like that?
I am so in between and at loose ends. I'm trying to
Mhm.
make myself play alone more because I become dependent on the kindness of strangers. And I feel like I need to put myself out there more. I have a few songs that are in desperate need of finishing, which I have not attended to. I retired from teaching last spring, so I have no excuse. I'm doing some subbing and some other things, so they're gnawing at me. It takes a lot longer for me to finish a song than it used to. So
Mhm, mhm. I think a lot of us are in that in-between stage when the world is changing that way. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you keep on writing the ones like the ones we heard today. Thank you so much for
Thank you
being
so
with us
much.
again, Cap.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Now we are moving from the West Coast to the East Coast. We're going to Raleigh, North Carolina to hear Alice Osborne. And Alice says she plays at an awesome biker bar. What biker bars aren't awesome? Called Local Bar, Sound by Walls Songwriters Guild Local Bar. So Alice, take it away.
Sure. So my first song is Have All You Wish, and it's off my new album, Skirts in the Snow. It is a hero mom song. Margaret Reed was married to James Reed, who was the leader of the Donner Party, and through circumstances of horror, he was banished from the party. So she had to take care of her 4 kids. And this is a really happy story because she single handedly saved Christmas Day for all 4 of her children, and that had positive lifelong implications for all 4 kids. And this song is from her daughter's point of view, and I lifted directly from Virginia's memoir about how great she remembered Christmas, that very, very snowy day when it had just snowed 2 feet that night. So here it is. The cold woke me up again. What's the difference from out and in? It's Christmas, the snow fell 2 feet. I'll be warm and clean miles away. It's Christmas, but no pie or sweets. Just another Friday with boiled broth to eat. And Mama brings out a dish. Children, eat slowly. Today you can have all you wish. Apples, bacon, and beans. For a moment we are warm. Mama made the cold disappear. Brought us Yuletide cheer, and she wiped away all of our tears. At the end of the world, it's Christmas Day. Mr. Green's boys gather wood and play. Mrs. Murphy serves oxtail stew. But at Alder Creek, the Donners eat ox glue. Does the Lord Jesus smile down on you? He show us his mercy on the holiest of days. And Mama brings out a dish. Children, eat slowly. Today you can have all you wish. Apples, bacon, and beans. For a moment we are warm. Mama made the cold disappear. you're the reason we'll see another spring. Oh, the Christmas bells ring. Mama, you're the reason we'll see another spring. She saved up those rays of sunshine. Children eat slowly. Today you can have all you wish. Apples, bacon, and beans. For a moment we are home. Mama made the cold disappear. Brought us Yuletide cheer. She wiped away all of our tears. She wiped away all of our tears. She wiped away all of our tears.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful tune, Alice. Very nice.
And this next song is new. It's not about the Donner Party. It's called Brown Ugly Dress, or Bud for short. Didn't think I'd miss you before the fog escaped the bay. But every night you call me, sharing moments from your day. I lose sleep, I don't eat. I'm scared it might be true. We unfurl our secret words. I dream you kiss my knees. So what happens now? A train rumbles past and it's far too loud. I lose sleep, I don't eat. I don't drink because it's true. I don't drink because it's true. I didn't plan for this, I didn't mean to impress with my brown ugly dress. You had 16 hours and you gave me flowers and you're so far away. They say when you sneeze, someone's thinking of you. Hold my head over the piano, maybe I should have lied. I lose sleep, I don't eat. Don't hang up before I do. Don't hang up before I do. I didn't plan for this, I didn't mean to impress with my brown ugly dress. You had 16 hours and you gave me flowers, now you're so far away. So far away. Will you find my hair all over your house? Your wine glasses forgotten by the couch. A fire raging all alone. Your arms hold me close. I didn't plan for this, I didn't mean to impress with my brown ugly dress. You had 16 hours and you gave me flowers and you're so far away. So far away. I didn't plan for this, I didn't mean to impress with my brown ugly dress. You had 16 hours and you gave me flowers and you're so far away. It's a wish, I guess, and my heart says yes. Take this brown ugly dress.
Very cool tune. Very cool tune. Okay, let me pass you over to Daphne.
Daphne.
Hi, Alice. Hello. Nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you over there in North Carolina. Wow, Yuletide and the Donner Party. You really managed to put those together for this particular Open Mic America. First, I want to congratulate you on your new CD, which is Skirts in the Snow. Oh, there it is. What do you know? All hot off the presses for just several weeks now, right? Or
3 months.
three? Oh, months already.
3 months,
Wow.
yeah.
That's right. Time flies.
Time flies.
So congratulations. So you came to California to research your songs and to walk in the places where these songs happen. That's amazing. Not a lot of us do that. So tell us a little bit about that.
I would say the most powerful was probably at Donner Memorial State Park, and that was the boulder that is about the size of a room. And William Eddy, who lost his family but saved the three little Donner daughters, he and his family and 14 other people, they lived in that cabin, and he built that cabin. So when you stand there, you're on the ground of where the death and all the misery happened. And on this day there's a plaque that states who lived and who died. So to me that was the most powerful, and I saw it in the wintertime, and then I saw it in the springtime. I mean, I'm in the fall time, in the summertime in September. And when I was there in September, I took a trip to Oak Hill Cemetery in San Jose to pay tribute to William Eddy's gravesite. And there's a miniature boulder, and that was done on purpose. So his grave is a miniature, and that's to commemorate and to remember his lost family, because they didn't have graves. His wife didn't have a grave, his children didn't have a grave. So in a way, I'm getting a chill right now. That was a way to remember them. So, and it was rock from Donner Memorial. So I would say that was probably the most important moment to pay tribute and to leave flowers. And Brown Ugly Dress, the flowers, that was part of the song. I wanted to make sure flowers was in that song.
So, in the order of things, I know that you visited California after you wrote almost all your songs. Did you end up writing any as a result of this visit, or did it just solidify all the things you were feeling about the Donner Party and wanted to express when you came?
Yeah, it did. I did rearrange some of the lyrics for a couple of them to make sure they were accurate. So I did add a few, and also in the songbook, which is in the CD, I also added very fresh information from the February trip, which was the 175th anniversary of the first rescue of the Donner Party, of the first relief.
So you really try to make all your songs really historically accurate then, huh? They're not just about
the first
the
song, Have All
feelings
You Wish, is all accurate. So I double checked with a scholar, and I'm like, I did it. And it's a direct quote too. Have all you wish is what Margaret Reed said. Yeah.
And you said before you sang your second song, this is not about the Donner Party. Is there some new project that you're starting?
Right. So I went out to California, and a lot of new songs just hit me. And it was, we had the mosquito fire when I was there, and there was just a lot of coalescence and spirituality, like when I visited the cemetery, and I really felt it. So a lot of songs are brewing, and I'm excited because I haven't written a new song since 2021. So this was my first song since Brown Ugly Dress. And how that happened, I just got this really cool dress, I thought, and then I was told later, yeah, that dress was not so cool.
And you were brave enough to write about it.
Don't waste a crisis and make it part of, I have a sense of humor, and I said, I'm going to make it a part of the song. I mean, make it my song, because I looked at it again. I said, yeah, it does look kind of ugly.
Watch out before you say something to a songwriter, right? Because they're going to turn right around.
It's a positive thing. Yeah. Very positive.
Well, thank you, Alice. I hope you get to write a lot more songs and make a lot more travels and journeys. And thank you for being with us again. Take care, and we're going to enjoy the rest of the show now.
All right, we are going to head up north now from Raleigh, North Carolina, up to Pasco, Rhode Island. We're going to hear Jan Luby, and you can catch her also locally at John Henry's Hammer Open Mic in Worcester, Mass. So, Jan, take it away.
It's nice to be back. It's been a couple months since I've seen you guys. It's always a good time. This is an old one, written like 08, 09, when Occupy was happening, and actually Providence, Rhode Island had the longest, the Occupy that lasted longest. Everybody else had given up after I don't know how many months, but so people were going down, and I know I helped bring food and whatnot for donations. They were a hearty bunch, and this was I tried to write this. Some of it is from personal experience when I was traveling and living out of a backpack and a sleeping bag, or a backpack and I lived in a van for a while when I was traveling. So some of that is this, but I wanted to come at this song from the perspective of somebody who is not just a wandering person, is somebody that worked a job and lost it, and then lost everything. Because I met a bunch of people like that in those years, and the way the inflation's going. I mean, I worked at New York City Housing many years ago when I was a teenager, just out of high school, and rent or a mortgage payment was supposed to be a quarter of your salary, of your monthly salary, and now it's like 2/3, 3/4 everywhere you go. It's crazy. I don't know how anybody's getting by. So that's where this came from. I lived paycheck to paycheck, never anything to put away. Then the clouds rolled in on me, and here it is, my rainy day. Seems my life was a dream, and I've been rudely awakened from the day I lost my job till my house and car were taken. Just a roof and 4 walls, a roof and 4 walls. I once had a home, now it seems I've nothing at all. Got some food in a cooler, tents pitched under the highway. There's no room at the shelter, but I wouldn't go there anyway. Stretching early in the morning, hair down across my face, in front of my tent for all to see. No privacy, no hiding place. Oh, a roof and 4 walls, a roof and 4 walls. I once had a life, now it seems I'm nothing at all. Nobody wants to see us homeless, such a disgrace. They don't want any reminders, they could soon be in our place. 4 more tents came to join us, well, I looked for work again today. The nights are getting colder, and I've nowhere else to stay. Oh, a roof and 4 walls, a roof and 4 walls. I once had a home, now it seems I've nothing at all. I lived paycheck to paycheck, never anything to put away. Then the clouds rolled in on me, and here it is, my rainy day.
Beautiful lyrics.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm switching guitars here. Yeah, there were people at the time. People were camped out all over the place, and there was an encampment that was it was under the highway, and but they kept moving them because people that either worked or lived in that area didn't want to see them. So I'm just going to tune real quick here. I thought it was a good song because winter's coming on, and there was just an encampment at the State House in Providence that just got broken up, and now they're off to various warming centers. Sorry. Hope that's good. Yeah, so now they're at the warming centers, and I just had this idea, just like as I was sitting here waiting for the show to start. I want to call a bunch of friends and see if we can set up like warming center concerts or something. They're all over the city, and actually they're in all the different towns. So this came out of decades of, these are both off Nobody's Girl, which is a 2011 album, but I'm at janluby.com. There's 3 albums up there, so we went for decades to the women's prison in Cranston and sang on Christmas Eve at visiting hour, because the women that came out to the windows and the terraces on either end of this building had no visitors at that time. And we did it for, I don't know, my daughter's 32. I think she was 4 the first time I brought her there. But now they moved the women to this building where the windows don't open, and it's really far away. We can't even get close. And we were just singing to like darkened windows. Fortunately, last year, somebody organized going to the Wyatt Detention Center on Christmas Eve. And that went really well. But anyway, this is about those days of going to the women's prison. Women behind barbed wire, looking out the windows, Christmas Eve, visiting hour, Christ's birthday is tomorrow. Every year we meet at 7, and with no rehearsal sing. We come here, whatever the weather, for an hour of caroling. Meet us on the outside next year. Join us and sing. We'll be here. Rudolph, Frosty, Feliz Navidad. Angels we have heard on high. The first Noel, Silent Night. You sing along, laugh and cry. Meet us on the outside next year. Join us and sing. We'll be here. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And then we go our separate ways. You call and wave goodbye to us and go back to counting days. Meet us on the outside next year. Join us and sing.
Oh,
Beautiful.
wow.
What a lovely tune. Okay, let me send you over to Daphne.
Jan, welcome back. Oh, she's getting herself all sorted right now.
Just putting that down. I only have one guitar stand in here, and so
Thank you for your songs. Your songs always elicit such an emotional response, Jan. Thank you. Thank you for them.
oh, thanks. I didn't have any funny ones for tonight. Sorry.
Well, funny is also an emotional response. So either way, you get us, right? So you and like Alice and Matt, you seem to travel a lot and have gotten inspiration from your travels for your music. Is that?
I grew up on the road with vaudeville parents, and so I did a lot of traveling. I've been pretty much in the same place. I mean, I went to Ireland for a couple of weeks in 2018.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
since the
wow.
pandemic, I haven't been going anywhere.
Well, you take us to other places in your own music. And you talked about writing your first song from the perspective as someone who worked a job and lost it and lost everything. And your second song also, you can hear the perspective of other people in your song. So how do you manage to get that? How do you manage to get someone else's perspective and write about it in such an intimate way?
I talked to these people that were camped out a lot. So yeah, when that was going on, I was down there bringing food, and there wasn't just the Occupy encampment. I mean, people did lose their homes and were out in tents for the first time in their lives. And so yeah, I talked to them, and I remember talking to this woman who was saying, there's just, I can't even stand up in the tent. I get, I'm like stumbling out of my tent in the morning, and people are there, driving by, and so yeah, I talk to people a lot.
Mhm. Have you
And
been
listen
writing?
to them.
And you listen, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been writing songs for a long time? And you say you're on the road with performing parents, but performing doesn't necessarily mean writing. So what about you?
Oh, I started out in a dancer and choreographer in New York City
Mhm.
in my teens, and then mashed up my foot, and somebody gave me my first guitar, and I just was very, very, very lucky to know people who were songwriters, because I always wrote poetry,
Mhm.
and kept a journal. So I thought, oh, well, these people, they're friends of mine. I think in this culture, a lot of people grow up thinking that um, art is something out there that they need to go buy, music, whatever. And in other cultures, I think that's a real Western thing. And in other cultures, everybody's weaving baskets and painting and singing and dancing, and all that. It's not something that I always people, if I do a show and people come out, oh, I love what you do, and it's like it's almost, I feel like I just want to say, everybody can do this, you know, everybody can do this. So
Mhm. That's such a good thing to hear. The children need to learn that too, that it's not a spectator sport, right? That it's just
yeah,
a human endeavor. So maybe just the last thing I wanted to ask you, can you share with us like what's important to you about writing the music and performing it?
It's usually what's important to me. Well, I
Or
don't know.
why do you
These two
do it?
songs are important to me because they're talking about real stuff. So I am really, really bad at writing about things I don't know. No,
Mhm.
I've done it some, but I don't think those are my best songs. So,
Mhm.
so that's what's important to me is kind of telling other people's stories or telling, yeah, I don't know. Is that
And you
what you were
do that.
asking?
Yeah, and you do that so well. I'm asking for you to tell us anything about yourself that and your music. So
And
you did
that's
that
what I love
so
about
well.
open mics too, because you get such a variety of different people and different acts. And um, the one that I was talking about in the chat there, John Henry's Hammer is up in Worcester. I'm in the northwest corner of Rhode Island, so I Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. I go to open mics in 3 states, um, and that one is it's in a beautiful room, high ceilings. And if you're feeling like you want to be socially distant, you can be. Um, it's just in a beautiful room, and great sound, and really good talent, and just such a wonderful listening room. I've done open mics in bars and
Mhm.
etc. But this one's just really special. As was, I seem to like plug a different open mic every time I come on here. So there's a lot of good ones in the area. So
Well, thank you for doing that. That's one of our missions is to make sure that people know that there are open mics where they are and they could go and listen to music like this and participate. So thank you, Jan. Thank you so much for coming back.
thanks for
Really
having me.
enjoyed your performance.
Thank
And
you.
now back to you, Rich.
Okay, thank you, Daphne, and thank you, Jan. So we are now going all the way over to the West Coast, to Mountain View, California. We're going to hear Andy Karn, who likes to play at Bogies on Fridays in San Jose. So, Andy, you're up.
Hi. Okay, I've got, so this is the first year I'm going to actually try to travel to Wisconsin for Christmas. And because of that, I have a Wisconsin song to play. I wrote this this year, I think. So, okay, it's called Hard Roll. Southbound from Ashwaubenon, sailing through De Pere. I've been on this milk run for damn near 30 years. I pull up in my tanker, just as pretty as you please. Someone's gotta keep this state in cheese. 'Cause I'm on a hard roll across the dairy state, rolling into Bratwursttown on Highway 28. And it's a sunny day, a herd of white clouds in the sky, passing guys named Elmer to get by. You know, I pass a lot of taverns, not as many as I should. You know, a glass of Liney right now sounds kinda good. But I just left New Holstein, I got 2 more stops today. Time to get the curds out of the way. 'Cause I'm on a hard roll across the dairy state, rolling into Bratwursttown on Highway 28. And it's a sunny day, I heard of white clouds in the sky, passing guys named Elmer to get by. Years ago, these roads were smoother, they didn't shake your loads. taxes, and the counties fix the roads. But now those fat cats down in Madison are the ones who call the shots, and I'll bet they put ketchup on their brats. 'Cause I'm on a hard road across the dairy state, rolling at a bratwurst town on Highway 28. And it's a sunny day, I heard of white clouds in the sky, passing guys named Elmer to get by. Geez, Elmer, take your hat off, hey, and let me by.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Cool little tune. Very nice.
So I bet you didn't think you were going to get a Midwestern song from California. Okay, so but we're gonna move back to the West Coast for Christmas here. I've always wanted to write a Christmas song, and I wrote it last year actually, and I can almost play it, so I didn't practice it in between though. That would be cheating. Okay, it's called Santa Clara Santa. Santa Clara Santa is a Silicon Valley dude. Loves it sunny, loves it cool. You know he loves the California food. He likes Mendocino, likes Monterey, likes to drive up to the city in his powder blue Chevrolet. That's Santa's sleigh. Santa Clara Santa does what Santas do. All that gear that you want all year, you know he brings it all straight to you. Well, if it's a shiny apple or a raspberry pie, you've been good like you should. You know Santa is your guy. He's no Santa and a Santa, and Santa Fe Santa too. Likes to go surfing with Santa Cruz Santa when Christmas time is through. Santa Clara Santa. You know Santa Rosa Santa, and Santa Barbara Santa too. Likes to go surfing with Santa Cruz Santa when Christmas time is through. Santa Clara Santa is not what you'd call svelte. You can't drink all that Christmas ale without letting out your bell. Wears that crazy red suit, size 52. Big white beard, but it's not weird. It's just how Santa Clara Santa do. Yes, it's all true. Merry Christmas to you.
Some cool lyrics there. All right, very good. Let me pass you on to Daphne.
hey, Andy,
Hi,
nice
Daphne.
to see you here on Open Mic America. And you played two songs I didn't ever hear or expect. That's
Okay.
great. I like that. I like being surprised. So first, I just was curious. I don't think I've ever asked you this. Where do you get your old-fashioned sound from? Where did this style of yours? Where did you?
Probably I would say probably my throwback listening habits going way back. We had they started playing rock and roll on FM radio because there were already enough Montevani stations, and so but they could play anything they wanted to. And there was this guy that would just play. Well, he played a ton of like Dylan, and then he actually started even playing like the Woody Guthrie Library of Congress recordings, just sort of as a regular feature. And I always loved that stuff. Like any kind of like, old-fashioned American music. That's really my thing, is American music. Like anything that comes from the roots of the blues, for example, pretty much is something I like. And that even includes bluegrass. If you listen to Earl Scruggs play the banjo, he's playing blues licks at 4 or 8 times the speed. Way up on the E string. That's not just white people music. I'm sorry. Anyway.
And yet you are Andy from the Midwest, right?
Well, we eventually get the news about all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's a little late sometimes.
And I kind of wonder sometimes what it would be like sitting with you around a dinner table, because you managed to combine really tough stuff with really funny stuff all in the same breath, like you're in your first song, the ketchup on the brats and the guy named Elmer, but the topic was actually serious. And that's
that kind of snuck in there, didn't it?
Yeah, that must you always I mean, a lot of your songs are like that, right? They have a serious topic, but they have that.
I wrote a song about, how when you get laid off at work, you have a box full of your stuff. And I wrote a song about that, and I swear in the last verse it pivoted to a thing about the war dead from Afghanistan. So where does that come from? If I can't explain it either, I don't know.
Right. Well, it's very
stuff that's bothering me, I guess.
Right, but you have this little twinkle in you that just comes out anyway, no matter what you're writing about.
I have to do that. If I don't do that, then people really don't like it. They're like, "Wow, that was such a downer, Andy." I try to. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down.
Right, and do you write songs often? How much have you been writing lately?
I'm not like some people that are just writing hundreds of songs all the time. Every couple of weeks I'll come up with an idea, and it might go somewhere and it might not, and sometimes I write songs that I can't play. I'm to that point. I'm not to that point in my playing career, but I am to that point in my writing career. So it'll be like a year later, I'll actually play it in public, because it's like, I can finally play this now.
Oh, that's funny. So you need a band, huh?
Yeah, a lot of like much better musicians than me.
No, I mean, so that you can just like conceive of anything you want and somebody
make them play it. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your songs. I always get a kick out of your songs, whether they're really serious or really funny, or just, they have all these really interesting twists and turns, and the sound is great. Thank you so much, Andy.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Moving from the West Coast now to Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to hear Julie Grower. Her current favorite songwriter venue is the Copper Branch in downtown Nashville, next to the main library. Hello, Julie.
Hello, Rich. Hey, everybody else. So my theme this evening is animals. And since I don't really have any Christmas songs, and I love animals, and many people it seems like during the last 3 years, animals have kind of kept a lot of people sane. And there's been I think a whole new appreciation for what animals bring to our lives and to the planet. And they can also very much serve as sort of canaries in the coal mine when things are going on with them. So that's kind of what this song is about. It's called O Komodo. How's the volume? Everything good? Great. Massive fire-breathing dragons once roamed the land. Feared by many, arranged by few, filled our heads with wondrous stories of God and man. Epic battles, your fame it grew. Millions of years on this earth, now your numbers are small. Sea keeps rising every day, your island's bound to fall. Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Poachers come with darts and rifles to win a prize. Towns move closer and box you in. You can see 300 meters with ancient eyes. Can you see how the story ends? Millions of years on this earth, now your numbers are small. Sea keeps rising every day, your island's bound to fall. Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Billions of years on this earth, now your numbers are small. Sea keeps rising every day, your island's bound to fall. Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Oh, Komodo, where will you go? Oh, Komodo, where will you go?
Great lyrics.
Thank you. And now we're going to move to a much less exotic animal, to a little puppy or a dog that lived on the little dead end street that I used to live in Nashville. And he was a dog that belonged to a neighbor of mine. His name was Merle. And my dear friend Pam Belford and I, dearly departed friend Pam Belford and I wrote this song together, along with Bruce Brigham. It's called The Mayor of Oxford Street. He was sitting on the lawn when we pulled up, checking our credentials, sniffing out our U-Haul truck, moving slow. In the summer heat was the mayor of Oxford Street. He's a welcoming committee on 4 feet, the most friendly public servant you'd ever want to meet. All is well he's on the beat. He's the mayor of Oxford Street. Shaking hands, licking babies, when he's not chasing cars down the road. He's a hit with the ladies. To the guys, he's a pal and a regular Joe. Every time we have a party on the block, standing guard beneath the tables, he doesn't miss a drop, always there to keep things neat. He's the mayor of Oxford Street. Shaking hands, licking babies, when he's not chasing cars down the road. He's a hit with the ladies. To the guys, he's a pal and a regular Joe. Now the fur around his muzzle's turning white, but his tail still gets to wagging. When anyone comes by, don't forget to bring a treat for the mayor of Oxford Street. He's the mayor of Oxford Street.
Yeah.
I love dog songs. Great. Pass you on to Daphne.
Oh, amazing. I don't think many people have a song about a Komodo dragon, Julie. Probably one of the only ones out there. What got you to do that?
Well, part of it was a song prompt to write a song about a dragon. I work with a group of people every once in a while for a series of weeks where we get a song prompt every week. And it's a wonderful group of people led by a guy named Craig Carruthers here in Nashville.
I know Craig Carruthers.
You do? Great.
He was in
Awesome.
California too, right?
Yeah. Great guy. And he gave us a song prompt to use the word dragon in a song. And at the time that I was given the prompt, I was also feeling very moved to write a song about climate change and the environment. So good old Google, I just put in dragon and climate change, and look, it led me down a rabbit hole of all this wonderful information about the Komodo dragon and their island in Indonesia. And so it all kind of came together in a song.
Oh, that's a great story. I love it. So then there's a song about a dog, right? So
Right.
are you like, do you have a CD of all animal songs? Is this a project, or is it
Well,
just
I'll
happen?
tell you, it's actually inspiring a project. And the project is, I'm talking to a friend about it. I think the next song that we're going to write is going to be about the California condor. But we really want to do a project that's just going to be focused on endangered animals.
Oh, a musical project?
Yeah, musical project where each song is going to focus on a specific endangered animal.
Oh, that's amazing. So then you're doing this with another songwriter?
Well, I'll probably be having several different collaborators, but this most recent one that we've got a germ of an idea for is with a particular songwriter, Carol Ann. Yeah.
So that makes me curious. Do you co-write a lot, Julie?
I quite a bit. Yes. I wouldn't say entirely co-write. There was a period of time here in Nashville where I only co-wrote. And then I guess the pandemic came along and just kind of out of necessity, I realized, I used to write a lot of songs just on my own before I came to Nashville and I lived in New York. And I know that's something I can still do. So now I kind of balance it out. Some of them are co-writes and some of them are just me.
So I'm curious about co-writing. So how does that work?
Well, you kind of, a lot of it is people that you meet at the open mics, which is a great thing about the open mics because you can go out and you can hear other songwriters. And if they're doing things that you can relate to and that you really think are quality, and you feel like personality wise you might gel with them, you kind of get to know them a little bit. And then a lot of times you don't even write anything the first time. You maybe just bat some ideas around. Or sometimes you just dive right into something and start a song. But yeah, open mics are a great way to meet co-writers. And it can be done in lots of different ways depending on what the different people's strong points are. Some people might have lyrics more as a strong point. Other people have music more as a strong point. Some people have both. So yeah, it just depends on who I'm writing with at the time.
That's really interesting. It sounds like you have very broad songwriting horizons, and good luck with that new project. That sounds like a not only an interesting project and good artistically, but there's a real purpose to it. So that's great. Thank you so much for playing and singing for us again.
Thanks for
Julie.
having me.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Okay, now we are going to move out west a little bit. Not all the way to the coast. We're going to go to Idaho, Moyie Springs, Idaho. And we're going to hear Scott Stover. Scott likes to play at the Pearl Theater in Kootenai River Brewing Company, open mics, hope I said that correctly, in Bonners Ferry, Idaho. So, Scott, it's all yours.
Well, hello. It's Moyie Springs and Kootenai. And if you don't say it right, they'll know you're not from the area. So this first song is called Run, Shiloh, Run. And for it to have the impact, I do want to tell a little bit of a story. My wife and I both love the name Shiloh, and we had a dog who we named Shiloh, and this song was inspired by watching this border collie mix run around our property just gleefully and joyfully and everything. And then my wife also had a son who died when he was 2.5, which was, many, many years ago, because we were both old. And then Shiloh is also an Old Testament name for Jesus. So the lyrics to this song ended up working on at least 3 different levels. And then I realized that it's actually a prayer to everyone. And this song is called Run, Shiloh, Run. Oh, and a month after I wrote the song, the dog got hit by a truck. You were the quiet one, at peace among the chaos, as if you never quite fit in. You came to bring us joy, a spark among the ashes, but you always knew just who you were. Run, Shiloh, run, your papa's arms await you, and heaven's all around you. You're perfect just the way you run, Shiloh, run, like there's no tomorrow. You're all that you're meant to be, and you're perfect just be given when you've taught us all that we would learn. We'll cry those bitter tears, 'cause we never thought you'd leave us, but you always knew just who you were. Run, Shiloh, run, your papa's arms await you, and heaven's all around you. You're perfect just the way you run, Shiloh, run, like there's no tomorrow. You're all that you're meant to be, and you're perfect just the way you are. Run to the brightest light, reach for the highest star. Nothing can hold you back. You're never alone. Make your way home. Show us just who you are. Run, Shiloh, run. Your papa's arms await you, and heaven's all around you. You're perfect just the way you run, Shiloh, run. You're out, there's no tomorrow. You're all that you're meant to be, and you're perfect just the way you are. Run, Shiloh, run. Run, Shiloh, run. Run, Shiloh,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Good song.
My wife is going to sing on this next song. But she didn't want to be on camera, so she's in the background. And this next song is on our CD. It's called Welcome Home, that we did about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We've been playing together for about 25 years. That's how we met. But we're getting old. This song is called Trucks and Trains and Tractors. Western Montana, northern Idaho. Spirit keeps on moving. The heart of this country stole the heart of my soul. Never saw it coming. River of life for the Kootenai land. River keeps on moving. River of changes for the Kootenai man. A promise of plenty from shamans long ago. Visions of tomorrow. Song of the warrior is the song of my soul. Bring my children home. River of life for the Kootenai land. River keeps on rolling. River of changes for the Kootenai man. Well, I've seen your whitetail mama's watching as the past goes roaring by. There's still water in the canyons and water in the sky. But it's trucks and trains and tractors now that keep this land alive. The river of life for the Kootenai land. River of changes for the Kootenai man. Well, I've seen the whitetail flashing and the eagle soaring high. Now the gray wolf mama's watching as the past goes roaring by. There's still water in the canyon and water in the sky. But it's trucks and trains and tractors now that keep this land alive. The river keeps on rolling. Never saw it coming. Spirit keeps on moving. Feel our mother cry. Visions of tomorrow. Bring my children home. Spirit keeps on moving. Feel our mother cry. Well, I've seen the whitetail flashing and the eagle soaring high. Now the gray wolf mama's watching as the past goes roaring by. There's still water in the canyons and water in the sky. But it's trucks and trains and tractors now that keep this land alive. Yes, it's trucks and trains and tractors now that keep this land alive.
Ah, beautiful song. Great harmony. Great harmony. Beautiful. All right, I'll pass you over to Daphna.
Wonderful, wonderful. Nice to hear you, Scott, and your harmonizing partner, wife. Oh, hi. Can you tell what's your name?
I'm Diana.
Diana. That was very, very beautiful. I wasn't there during the sound check or anything, and I was completely caught by surprise by your beautiful harmony coming there. Thanks. So let's start
I'm
with
married up.
let's start with as long as we got introduced to Diana here. So you sing together and you've been playing together for 25 years, you say?
Yep.
Do you
more.
also write together or do you do the writing, Scott? How does that work?
You know, we've both written the songs that are on our CD are about half and half. I don't write a song that she doesn't contribute to, even if it's nothing more than, nah, you can do better than that. So pretty much everything and she hasn't written any songs that I haven't added guitar work to that fleshes it out and everything. So it's really a co-effort.
Wow. And you've been doing that, the writing and the performing for all this time, 25 years? That's amazing.
Off
Well,
and on.
interrupted by career.
Yeah.
Of course. And what's your CD called?
Welcome Home.
Welcome home. Wonderful. So it seems like your last song and even the first one too is really very rooted in the land and in real in natural things. Do you live in Idaho? I've never been in Idaho. Or are your songs Idaho inspired? Or I mean,
Not necessarily, no. We've only been here for about 7 years. Before that, we lived in Salt Lake City for
A long time.
long time, decades.
Beautiful, beautiful songs. So about Run Shiloh Run, you said that you wrote the song and it took you a while to discover really what it was about, because that had so many layers to it. Has that happened before with a lot of your songs? You know, you write things and then realize what you wrote, or is this just a singular thing?
It has happened before, but this one was like, you know, the songs, when I write a song, it's either there or it's not. And I rarely have to work very hard at it, and this one was no exception. Neither of these were an exception. And when I started writing the lyrics, I knew it was going to work on 3 levels. What I didn't know was that it worked on that 4th level, which was to everybody, to all of humanity. And the more I sang it, the more I realized that it's probably the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it was a beautiful song. So do you write a lot?
No.
No, but just good
Not
ones.
really.
Just good ones. And you perform where you are? Is there a really good place, a really good venue where you get to play these?
Well, that depends on your definition of good. I work at a nursing home, and part of my job is to play for them, and I do that for I play for them about 4 hours a week.
Bless your heart.
There's also an assisted living center across the street, and I play there for a little over an hour once a week. And then I've also started playing at the local senior center, which is where seniors my age who are still living on their own just gather. And so I call it the senior circuit.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. They're good audiences. Do you play original songs there too?
Yes.
That's
There's
wonderful.
A lot of covers.
And do we get to see who's whining there?
That is actually the rest of the story. This is Shiloh's sister.
Oh my.
Who, when Shiloh got hit by the truck, we called up the person that we got Shiloh from and ended up with her.
Do we get to see her? Or
yeah, just a minute.
Okay, we'll end the interview with meeting Shiloh's sister. I think that's great.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool ending to the story.
Yes.
Come here, girl. Lily, come here. Come on.
And oh look, there's Shiloh's sister. And what's her name?
Lily.
Lily. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing all of that. And we hope to see you back here again.
May I say, Daphne, you're doing a wonderful job with these interviews.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm just listening and pretending that I'm sitting next to you in my living room and asking you about your music because I'm curious.
Well, you're sitting on our coffee table, so.
Oh, and petting your dog, right?
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Great performance.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to move a little farther out west to lovely Saratoga, California. Mike Simpson is going to play a couple tunes for us. Mike plays on a virtual open mic called Open Micorona. And he also plays at the First Unitarian Church live monthly in San Jose. So Mike, let's hear you.
Okay, bringing up the lyrics. So one of the things I really enjoy about open mics is that for songwriters, particularly when you've got the big time open mics like the one that everybody is running here. It's a deadline, and I love deadlines. I love the sound of them rushing by, and I love it when I occasionally make one. So this one was not inspired by, but the time frame was made in order to get onto this open mic. My little sister got worked up at Christmas. It simply could not arrive fast enough. Waiting for the Christmas turkey and to open up the Christmas stuff. So I took a little pipe cleaner Santa put it on the Christmas tree, starting on the lowest branches, moved it up each day, you see, to mark each day of those last 7. He climbed the branches one by one, until on the eve he reached the star at the peak to show sweet Christmas Day had come. When we were young, the days passed slowly, an eternity of waiting for the bells to chime. Seeming to slow down as nativity grew closer. So slowly came our Christmas time. My neighbor had this cool grandfather. I've sung about him in another song. Wise and gentle, so great-hearted, he awaited Christmas Day the whole year long. That November he heard from his physician. His days were few, his time was near. He begged but one thing, could death hold off till Christmas? Could he have one more day so dear? He fought like Atlas, strove like a Titan, endured the horrible pain from the pills he took, then passed
on his gurney, 'neath the chapel yule tree, as we read the story from the holy book. Now as the years roll out before me, Christmas time ticks closer, oh so fast. Never long enough before it comes on. Never truly ready before it's past. Oh, Christmas time changes as our time passes. Oh, Christmas time now comes so fast. Yes, Christmas time changes as our time passes. Christmas time always comes. Christmas time always comes. Christmas time always comes at last.
Wow.
Very nice.
And one of the things Dave does from the outset, he's done on this Open Mic America that I really, among many things I respect about him, is the innovation he's done to allow us to play songs that are prior to, shall we say, legal burden. And we can do these heritage songs. And so I actually, writing the song was easier than finding something that seemed just right for this. But this song was written in late 1923, and Miss Bessie Smith made a popular hit out of it in 1925. So here we go. Hey, Daphne, it's Christmas time. Hear, hear, hooray for Christmas. Christmas comes but once a year, and to me it brings good cheer. And to everyone who likes wine and beer. Happy New Year's after that. Happy I'll be, that is a fact. That is why I like to hear folks I say that Christmas is here. Christmas bells will ring real soon, even in the afternoon. There'll be no chimes shall ring at the Christmas ball. Everyone must watch their stand, or they will lose their rest. Everybody full of fun at the Christmas ball. Grab your partners, one and all. Keep on dancing round the hall. But then there's no one to fall. Don't you dare to strut. If your partner don't want to act fair, don't worry, there's some more over there. No, there's a chance everywhere at the Christmas ball. All Christmas bells will ring real soon, even in the afternoon. There'll be no chime shall ring at the Christmas ball. Everyone must watch their step, or they will lose their rep. Everybody full of fair at the Christmas ball. If your partner don't act fair, don't you worry, there's some more right over there, seeking a chance everywhere, oh, everywhere, yeah, at the Christmas ball.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Great. Nice.
Really good. All right, I'll pass you over to Daphne.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Daphne.
It's good to see you here on Open Mic America. And you said, Merry Christmas, Daphne, but I didn't answer you.
That's okay. It's a little shout chorus at the beginning. It actually doesn't say Daphne in the original. They say Bessie. You know.
I didn't think it did. And for a minute I was going to unmute and answer, and then I thought better of it. I know you warned me, but it didn't really stick. So anyway, let's go back to the song that you wrote. That was a really cool song. What a great story you told, and so jazzy. And a song with a verse. Nobody does that anymore. That's amazing. You know what kind of verse I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
One of my practices is whenever I add in another standard into my list is to try to hunt down if there's a verse, and if so, to learn it so I can play it. I do more songs with the pre-verse thing than most people do.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. So speaking of songwriting, I know you lead a songwriting workshop, right? Is that correct?
Once a month. I just actually yesterday, I do a South Bay area thing where we get together, and we call it Works in Progress. And what we do is we bring our newest stuff that's really incomplete, or stuff that's utterly incomplete, and we bring it, and everyone kicks in suggestions and sympathies, and we talk about the writing process, and different people have different things to contribute. I tend to talk a lot about the theoretical underpinnings of the chord structure and stuff like that, and some people talk about the lyrics, and some people just say, hey, it's a great song, all of which is okay.
And does it inspire you to write songs too? Or you?
Well, I have to write one every month at least to have a new one for that one. So
so you participate also?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Every once in a while, I won't if it's crowded, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so if you were going to give a piece of advice to a budding young or budding old, depending. Budding is budding, right? We don't care how old or young they are.
A new songwriter.
A budding songwriter, yes. What would that be?
Listen to everything. Steal
Listen.
from the best.
Uh-huh.
And get yourself a circle. Get yourself a body of other songwriters, people that you can trust and that can trust you, and go in and be utterly open with one another about what you're hearing is good and what you're hearing that ain't.
Mm-hmm. I love that advice. I hope budding songwriters are listening. And thank you for the heritage song too. That was really good to hear. I did not know that song. It must be pretty old. Um, really
Well,
wonderful. Go
one
ahead.
of our lucky contestants here had been that I know pretty well, had been complaining that he didn't hear much that wasn't, sort of deeply religious in nature, and that wasn't from pretty much just from white people. So something from the African American part of our national heritage. I largely chose that one for that person. So.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, why did you choose it? So you already answered that. Beautiful. Thank you so much for contributing, and thank you for your wonderful performance.
And Daphne and all the rest of you working on this thing, thank you so much for holding this event. It's been a real lifeline for a lot of us. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. We are now going to move to Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. That's where Brian Eyre is. Brian plays at Stoney's and Galluccio's, which are both in Wilmington, Delaware. And he also hosts a weekly music Zoom session. So, Brian, you are up.
Thank you. First song that I'm going to play here is both of these, I think, are sort of seasonally appropriate here. And actually, as I listen to a lot of the players here tonight, I think that it's very in keeping with the sort of the theme and the feeling of what they've been playing, and it's seasonally appropriate. It's called The Important Part, and we get so involved in the process of running around and getting everything ready for the season that, sometimes we can forget that the reason that we do that is to show people that we love them, and which is the important part. And so anyway, this is called The Important Part.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, the other one, both, by the way, from this CD, Study of Hands. The second one, I think, is also seasonally appropriate, and I think very much in keeping with the theme here tonight as well. And it's called The One About Hope.
Very nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me pass you on to Daphne.
What a powerful performance, Brian. Truly powerful. Did you study classical guitar or any other instrument, or are you self-taught, or what?
I'm self-taught. Yeah, I started off on the piano when I was a little kid because my parents had one, and then I sort of switched to guitar when I saw B.B. King when I was 13. That completely changed my life, and then just played. I used to be an electric lead player, and then I just decided that, fingerstyle was the thing because, again, career and everything. I was basically playing, myself, and with this, you can create the whole thing, play the whole thing, and I really like that.
You did play the whole thing. Nothing was missing at all. Wow. And how is your guitar tuned? The bass notes sound really low to me, like a piano, and they have the quality of a piano, however you have, but is it standard tuning or?
No, this is D A E G sharp A E.
Wow. Is there a name for that? I mean, there's like
D A E G sharp A E.
Okay, got it. Do you play a lot in that? Because you didn't retune your guitar between the two songs. It stayed there for both of them.
I try to, when I write in a tuning, I go into a new tuning. I try to write at least a few so it doesn't become like an orphan tuning where, you have one song in it and then you can never like fit it into your set or anything because it's, you tune into it, then you tune out of it. So
you need a whole lot of guitars and roadies for that. Yes.
Right. If I had a whole lot of guitars and roadies, I could do that. Yeah.
Right. And how do you name your songs? I love that the one about hope. I mean, that's you don't call it hope, you call it the one about hope. So
right.
You do that with your songs.
I try to think about as I'm writing it and after I've written it, what I think it means. And, there's no lyrics to guide you on that. So you have to go entirely by the feeling that it gives you and the feeling that you hope others get from it. And then based on that, I see, what I get.
Wow, that's a cool process. Just inspirational, right? I mean, you just think, and does it take a long time?
Well, for the songs or the names?
No, well, both.
Well, it's funny because when I start to write something, I usually just I'm just playing around and something just catches my attention. And then sometimes when that happens, I know something's going to happen with it, and then just work at it. And that doesn't always turn out to be the case, and then eventually it's what comes next. Sometimes when I'm writing the song, I'm like, this song is called, and then other times it's like, what does this do? What should I call this? What does this mean? So it goes kind of both ways.
I love that. I love that process. So creative. Thank you for performing for us and for your music, and come back. And I'm going to pass it on to Rich for.
Thank you so much for having this and giving all of us the opportunity to play here. Thank you.
Yeah, we love it too. I'm going to give it back to Rich for our last performer.
All right. Thank you, Daphne. So, last performer of the night, last but not least, is none other than Cowboy Rex, who comes to us from Phoenix, Arizona. And he co-hosts and also plays regularly at the Arizona Live Music Cooperative. So, Cowboy, let's hear what you got.
I guess I have to unmute before you can hear me, huh?
It helps, yes.
Howdy, y'all. It's a long time no see. It's good to be here.
Hey, Cowboy, let's
Hey,
do a
guys.
quick sound check for you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And this is how I would sound.
Original sound is on.
I don't think it is. No, it is.
Now it is.
Try it again.
Have a go.
And if I play, this is kind of the way it'll sound.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Okay.
Okay,
Could I chime in? Could I hear a little less of the voice and more of the guitar?
Sure.
Okay.
Just a little tiny bit. Thank you. Let's do it one more time.
Okay, this is more of the guitar. And I'm singing away like this.
Is it plugged in to anything? There's no difference.
Oh, no, it's not plugged in.
Okay.
Plugging it in?
Just,
You
I
know,
really want to hear
It
you
almost never
play.
works unless you plug it in, right?
Okay, now try it again.
putting
Don't
it
start
down.
singing.
Okay. And so here we go. I'm singing away, and it's how kind of like this.
Much better.
Now you can turn it down a bit because you turned it up
Okay.
just a tiny bit. There. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, Daphne.
Good?
Yes.
Okay. The poor folks had to go through all that. Now I'm getting a tune for a while. Just kidding. Okay, so thank you for doing this. I'm glad to be here. And I'm going to do a couple of my tunes that are, one of them's pretty new and the other one's not so new. But neither of them are really about Christmas, but, well, you'll see. Anyway, this one is called Can You Stay With Me? And my dear friend Gwen calls it the nursing home song. So that maybe kind of give you the idea of what it's all about. Can you stay with me? Can you sit with me a while? I could use some conversation. I could use some company. I would love some conversation. I would love some company. It is lonely in here when the curtains all are closed. I would give all my possessions for a smile and hand to hold. I would give all that I own for a smile and hand to hold. I have no words of wisdom, no great knowledge to impart, just the yearning and the hunger and the aching in my heart and the aching of my heart. And when you go away, as I know you can, perhaps you'll remember me just the way I am, just the way I am. Can you stay with me? Can you sit with me a while? I could use some conversation. I would love some company. I would love some conversation. I could have some company.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful song, Cowboy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Cowboy, could you just turn your vocal down just a little
Vocal
tiny
down?
bit? Yes.
Sure. Okay, this is not a Christmas song, but this is what I want for Christmas. In my perfect world, the Father always makes it home. In my perfect world, a mother is never left alone. And in my perfect world, a cry for help is always heard. In my perfect world, the truth is found in every word. Everyone there has a home. No one there is left alone. People there are wise and kind. No one there is left behind. In my perfect world, everyone knows they are loved. In my perfect world, blessings rain down from above. And in my perfect world, every soul soars high and free. And in my perfect world, war is a distant memory. Everyone there lends a hand. Everyone gives all they can. And true love there never dies. And children there will never cry. In my perfect world, a brother always makes it home. In my perfect world, a sister is never left alone. And true love there never dies. Loved ones there will only cry. tears of joy. In my perfect world. Thanks, guys.
What a beautiful song, Cowboy. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow.
Pass you over to Daphne.
There's nothing to show here.
What a perfect way to take us home at the end of this show, Mr. Cowboy Rex. You always have a way of doing that, and it always touches me.
Oh, thanks.
So, it's funny, you called your first song, you said your friend calls it the nursing home song, but
Yeah.
I could see that, but I also kind of disagree because you write such sincere and straightforward lyrics, beautiful melodies that anyone who listens would say, yes, me too, no matter what their age is. And your songs almost sound like hymns to me. You don't need to be old to appreciate them, and to really have them touch you. So there. That's what I thought about it anyway.
Well, then I've completed my task, which is.
Uh-oh, you got muted. Just a minute, Cowboy. We're going to unmute you.
Oh,
There,
thank you.
said you completed your task, which
Yes,
is
my goal is to touch people's lives through music.
well, yes. So that answers the question that was at the very end is why do you write and sing? So you say your goal is to touch people's hearts through music.
Mm-hmm.
And you did. And probably you do all the time. So have you been singing all your life?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. How about writing?
Yeah, I started playing the guitar when I was 14, and then probably started writing songs when I was 15 or 16, and wrote a whole big raft of really horrible songs. And then by the time I got into my early 20s, they started sounding pretty good. I still sing some of those ones from when I was, from 50 years ago.
Oh, wow. They must be really good to stand that kind of test of time. And have you shared any of them with us here, or you always performing
know.
your newer ones?
I don't know. Yeah, some of them that I've played here have been from way back when.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And let me ask you a question that I asked Mike Simpson, but I'm going to ask you. So if you were to give advice to a budding songwriter, or maybe even performer, I don't know if that's too broad, what would it be?
Oh boy. My songwriting process is very personal, and I don't know how I would share that with someone. I mostly think that the songs that I write have a life of their own. And Bob Dylan said way back when, he said the songs are out there and they'll come to you. And if you're paying attention, write them down. If you're not, they'll go on to the next guy or gal. So, they just come, they come to me. And I think, if you just keep banging away at it, if you keep working at it, it will come to you. Something that wants to live and have a life and be part of the auditory heritage of what we have going on will make itself available to you if you're available to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope someone's listening. And here's just the last question for the whole night. I know that you say you write songs from a very personal space and in a personal way, but I also know you are a bit of a leader in a music community. So, what role does that have for you, or in general?
Well, there's a place for live local music that isn't a bar scene or there's a place for that because there are a lot of people who wouldn't thrive in a circumstance like that, and a lot of people who need to be heard who don't get to be heard unless they're in a listening room. So that's what we have. We have a weekly live venue that it's more like a mini concert than an open mic. But people show up and they play, and sometimes they suck, and then they come back and they keep coming back, and they get affirmation and appreciation, and they get better, and they get heard, and it's just, I tell you, it is the most gratifying thing to be part of something like that, because it's people are always thanking us for doing it, and I'm like, you know what, we get more out of it than you guys do. It's just so gratifying to make a space for people to be able to play, and it's free. People make donations so we can pay the rent, but mostly it's just free. If you couldn't make a donation, then that's fine. It's just an opportunity for anybody to be able to come and play. We have people who've come from all over the place, from Washington State, and we have a gentleman who's coming in February from Scotland that we know from Zoom that's coming to play. So
that's a great place to end our show, Cowboy Rex, because I think everybody in this room believes in that also. And thank you for your songs and your singing, and for your work too. And back to you, Rich.
Okay, thank you, Daphne. Thank you, Cowboy. And what a great show tonight. I would like to thank our performers one by one. Feel free to wave when I call your name out. I want to thank Matt Meehan, Cap Wilhelm Safian, Alice Osborne, Jan Luby, Andy Karn, Julie Grower, Scott Stover, Mike Simpson, Brian Eyre, and of course Cowboy Rex. And remember to check our website, openmicamerica.com, for links to the music of all of our Open Mic America performers. And you can also find archives of all of our previous shows, including this show. Thanks to my co-host, Daphne, for doing a great job interviewing tonight, and to our founder, Capo Dave Williams, who did a super job engineering tonight's show. If you like this show, please spread the word. Don't keep it a secret. You can even download and print your own posters from our website and hang them somewhere where folks can see them. You can also get a t-shirt through openmicamerica.com. Please check out your local and virtual open mics. We have listed the ones where our performers play under the local open mics tab on our website. Our next show is on New Year's Day with Daphne as our MC and Capo Dave as our interviewing host and TK Tran as our engineer. Stay tuned for the next full lineup. A bunch of great people playing on that show. So, as we end things up here, I want to make sure all of our performers, please mute your microphone and wave. And that's it for tonight. Good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.